So anyway, the way I saw it is that either has to happen in the backseat of a car or in a bathroom. And there's Jim Pratt.
Hey guys, or should I say Paul's?
Paul's.
Hey Jim.
How's it going, man?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good to see you.
Hey.
Don't hit our new microphone that's mounted right there.
Oh wow.
Can I get you something to drink?
Can we see that in chat?
Yeah. Hi. Is there anything I can get you to drink?
Whatever.
Whatever. Oh,
Yep.
well. Here, have one of these. I love that show. Something dark?
Yes.
So, a black and tan for you,
Thank you.
a black and tan for me, and that stuff for you. There we go.
go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Hey, did you finish that Empire State Comic-Con?
Yeah, it's actually up and running, and people are liking it, and we were doing a contest. People win tickets. It's funny. We've been to a lot of cons together. Back in the day, we've been...
Sorry, I'm trying to PM you.
Oh, you want to win now?
I want to win a contest. No, anyway.
Offer excluded to those that work for Paul's Pub in any way, shape, or form.
Damn.
But we've done a lot of cons. In fact, I think, looking back, the first big con we ever did was New York Comic Con. I mean, that was huge.
Yes, that was great.
Working the lines. I remember me and Steve Neitz were working the lines in the frigid cold because I think it was in February still back then. It wasn't during con season. And we were freezing our butts off. But I would run around and take people's hats and steal them and put them on someone else. And that's what I did for virtually 4 hours. You met a superstar. I mean, like a legend.
Joel Ice escorted Stan Lee.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
The man himself.
Stan the man. Or how did that all happen? Because
Yeah,
we
it
were all
was
hanging
weird.
out, and then you went off and did something.
Well, actually, no. Somebody came up to me and said, "We need you." I'm like, "Okay, where do you want me to go?" I'm like, "What are we doing?" And they're like, "You're doing an escort." I'm like, "An escort?" And I'm like, "Escort?" You started thinking another thing.
Did you get paid? Did you get paid
You
well?
can hear the hi-hat in the background.
And I'm like, "Who are we escorting?" And the person's like, "You're gonna escort Stan Lee." I'm like, "What?" I'm like,
Right,
I'm
yeah.
like, wait, Stan Lee? Like, or not Stanley, right?
Right.
You're like
Stanley who?
right?
Like Stanley...
Did I, wait,
Space
I'm knocking my
Lee.
helmet. I'm like, am I hearing correctly?
Right.
I walk around like, oh, it's him. Oh,
That's
I'm like, oh my
crazy.
god, I feel like that, And I'm like, oh wow, okay, this is cool.
So where were you escorting him
Okay,
to?
I guess
How
we
did
had
that
to bring him
happen?
back to the elevator from his signing booth. So he had to go through an elevator to go upstairs. I think it was going to a panel.
Okay.
So, we had two guys in the front. I think it was the one guy here, one guy here.
Okay.
I mean, one guy here, me,
Yeah.
and Stanley in between, and then two guys behind us.
Okay.
So as we're walking, trying to get there, I'm sitting there walking with him, and he's moving quick, and I'm trying to get there, and you got all the fans are trying to shake his hand and all that
Right.
stuff. And he,
I can only imagine what that crowd was like for that
You're talking about
caliber.
wrapping around that whole block around the Javits.
Oh, easily.
So he's like trying to shake everyone's hand, and the other two guys are getting a little too far ahead. So I'm like, oh my god. Then he went from going really quick to not wanting to touch everyone, and I'm like, I'm like, oh my god, defense.
Oh,
So
man.
then we started walking a little more. Then he started to go quicker, so we're trying to catch up, and then he started to fall. And
What do you mean fall? Like fall?
Like he started to go sideways.
What? No.
So because he stumbled. So what I did, like this, pulled him back up.
Wow.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
And-
You say Stan.
And then he looks at me, he's like, now I know how George Lucas must feel right now.
That's
Wow.
so
That's
funny.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I
funny.
was like, because if I did not grab him, he was going down. He was definitely going down. What was awesome though was like when we got to the elevator, right? And he turned around and he's like, there's like, thank you everyone and blah blah blah. And he's like, Excelsior, and I'm like, yeah,
No way.
like he
Wow.
like there was like the helmet, but I was getting all steamed up, like,
Right.
And
He definitely-
knows it too. That's the thing. He knows it. He's probably in the elevator talking to his wife. Go, honey, I just made a bunch of nerds scream their fans. They say Excelsior, and they just.
Yeah, didn't you run into Kevin Smith?
Yeah. And actually, the story's not that different than yours.
Really?
It's very
You
similar.
saved Kevin Smith?
Sort of. From the press.
I liked Kevin
That's
Smith
bad.
up until his defense of that crappy movie that we saw going. Once he did that, I was like, dude.
We will no longer talk about that movie. It has been talked about too much.
But I still want to hear the story because we all grew up on his movies.
So right around the time when you were doing your thing with Stan Lee, I got tapped on the shoulder, and they're like, "Hey, I need you for this thing." And I said, "What?" And he said, "Oh, we're going to go into this room over here." And I'm like, "We're not in the main area where they're pointing. We were not in like a concourse or like a midway or anything like that." And so I was with Steve, actually, who was my good buddy. We did every event together, much like we did everything together. And so we're kind of getting separated. And I'm like, "What about him?" I was, no, we don't need him. And I'm like, "I'm sorry." And I'm getting dragged away to go through these doors. And it's a bunch of troopers and a couple facey characters and main people that are very important, villainous people and stuff.
Wonder who.
And I recognize some of these people, and I'm like, what are we doing here? And all of us are kind of like, I don't know, we're supposed to be greeting someone and making them a friend of the group, and I'm like, and we're going to give them a award. I'm like, okay, and we've done stuff like that. Yeah. And I thought, okay. And I said, well, who is it? And the guy that coordinated it was from one of our brother groups in the Northeast, and said Kevin Smith. And I was like, Clerks? Kevin Smith? And I immediately got this vision of you dressed as Sideshow Bob. Sideshow Bob.
Silent
Bob. Have another drink, Paul. Why not? So anyway, I'm like, we're all kind of freaking out, like we're gonna meet, and it made sense why he'd be a friend of the group because of all his Star Wars references in the past.
Yep.
So totally getting it. And we're all sweating, and we got to use the bathroom and all this stuff. And just as we're ready to leave the room to relieve ourselves, in walks Kevin Smith with his handler, for lack of a better term. Uh-oh. And we're all just like, and he's dressed exactly like Silent Bob.
What?
I mean, he's wearing the trench coat. He's got the freaking hockey thing on.
Shorts.
He's got the longboard shorts. Yeah. The hat's on backwards. I just want to say hi and like, hey, I like your films, But he hears that all the time, so that's not original. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. And all I know is there's cameras everywhere. And they're shooting us, and so you just stand at attention because that's generally what you do when you're in your gear, your armor, whatever it is. And I thought, well, that would be the extent of it. We just stand there, do a couple photo ops, give him the plaque and swag, and then he'd be on his way. And he comes up to me and knocks on my chest piece, clink, clink, clink. And I'm like, hey, thanks for doing that. I don't know what I said. I'm just like a bumbling idiot. And he's like, so you guys, I think you guys make this stuff that like this isn't given to you, and it's like this looks really real. I'm like, yes, sir. And I'm in that voice. Right. I have my little static burst speaker.
We make these ourselves, sir.
And
move along.
No, there was no moving along. We wanted to stay as long as we could.
Yeah.
And so we're having these conversations, and he's checking out our stuff, and he's looking at his award, and all this stuff is really cool. And then I'm told we're going to be his detail as an honor guard to walk him to his limo. And I thought, well, all right. And that's kind of like what you did. And I thought, well, that'll be a lot of fun. And, it was not fun at all. Because when we opened those doors, there were even more people. We were absolutely mobbed. I never had experienced anything like that up until that time, and probably haven't really ever since. Yeah. Because there's all these cameras, and it was like what you see on television, and like a
paparazzi mob or something.
It was like it suddenly became like this red carpet thing, and I just remember thinking like, what am I doing? Yeah. I'm just walking a guy from here to there. I mean, probably 100 feet tops, but it took forever because these people were pushing up on us. We couldn't walk. And we're kind of surrounding him like it sounds like you did with Stan Lee.
What's crazy is that it's not like we're bodyguards.
Right. welcome. Because, you just remember things the way you remember things. So anyway, we're trying to move and we're stuck. Those things have a kick. Those are no joke. I wish I could take credit for making them.
Okay.
Hey, ladies!
Good.